Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are here with an interesting but most effective and productive session how to build the culture of responsibility and accountability. No matter you are working in an organization or you are working for an organization, if you are running an organization, it's really important to owning responsibilities from top to down because the culture of responsibility is ultimate important for any organization. If we talk about responsibility and accountability, this thing is happen when lots of organizations want to grow the business and expansion the business. It's the fundamental component in expansion of any business and organization. Build the trust of team. And how we can build the trust of team? Definitely by owning responsibilities, the culture of accountability.
Right. Responsibility is something when you own, when you take care of the things that are delegated to you, that are entrusted to you. No matter at what level you are, if you are a parent, either you are a friend, or either you are a child, either you are an employer or either you are employee. At every level, you are supposed to, you are obligated to perform some sort of duties, or you are obligated to perform some sort of responsibilities. So how well you do it defines how well you are.
Mhm.
So our today's discussion will be like what is responsibility means to anyone. We'll generally consider this. We'll take a bird view of this, that how taking the responsibility, owning the responsibility of the outcome makes you really good. First thing, deep inside yourself, and second thing is the wherever you
Hmm.
are, at whatever level you are.
Yeah.
So let's quickly discuss what responsibility means. Responsibility is like when you are obligated to perform certain functions in order to achieve certain results. Like if you get a job, you are given some sort of responsibilities, roles and responsibilities that you are considered to be performing. If you, during the course of your job role, if you are performing that really well, you will be considered a very good employee. Same way, if you are a husband and you are meeting all the obligations that are required for that relation, this means that you are a good husband and your relation will be progressing every day in a very good way. So when you problem arises when one escapes from the responsibilities, you do not own it, you do not take it. Despite being enforced, one escapes. This creates an issues. So what we are here to encourage to create an ecosystem
Mhm.
that builds an environment that event automatically encourages people to be more responsible instead of being forced to. So this is how we will proceed during this course of session. That responsibility is at every level. This we discussed before, even like even if you're a team lead, if you're a manager, if you are a head of the organization, or at any level, you need to be responsible. You need to reflect the responsibility, even though it changes. The level of obligations, level of responsibilities changes from the role to role, but uh, it, and point is that how well you perform
Hmm.
and how well you consider it, how well you take it, defines how good
Yeah.
you are
Your
in that specific
responsibilities.
role. Yes. So what happens when we consider, like when we create an ecosystem where responsibility is encouraged as the intrinsic value instead of being enforced through the accountability? What happens? What we get in return is that overall trust is improved. So trust is same. I mean, when I said that you're a husband, when I said that you're a son, you are a father, If you're performing really well at your level, then this eventually increases the trust level. When you do things that you are supposed to do, that you are expected to do, this increases the trust level. Then when the trust level is consistently kept, then this increases the morale of morale as
Yeah,
well. So
definitely. Because आपकी इस बात से मुझे याद आया कि इसी तरह हम अभी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की बात कर रहे थे, तो this owning responsibility is equally important in our real life, in our personal life.
yes, so boosting employees' morale even mean when we consistently trust in them, trust in their capacities, trust in their decisions. Then what we do is that we eventually build their morale. And once that morale is high, this this leads to a higher level of productivity. So when everyone is entrusted to do things automatically by himself, by owning the responsibility in a really good way, what it do is that it increases the productivity. It's quite obvious that we trust in them. We we are keeping their morale at very high level, and what we get in turn is that this increases the productivity. And once the productivity is high, then what we get in return due to that productivity is the work quality.
Yes,
When someone is doing by his own, by his will, by feeling instead of being enforced by when he is doing something with his own will that is triggered within him or her, this then eventually work quality will be really awesome. It will be really great. Yeah. And then when all these things are met, we are trusting, we are keeping the morals high, we are getting higher productivity levels, and then we are getting the extreme extraordinary work quality. What happens is that we gradually build culture of creativity, where people starts thinking, they starts to contribute, they come up with their own thoughts, they come up with their own ideas. This eventually is good for no matter at what level you are, either you are employee or you are employer. At any level, this puts you in a win-win situation.
Yes.
So
Because this create a whole ecosystem of some responsibility and accountability. When we create such kind of, we take care of such aspects, definitely has create a responsibility culture.
yes, exactly. So then moving ahead, that now how we can build the culture that encourages responsibility, that encourages people to take the decisions, that encourages people to do things on their own. As first step, we should let decide just our subordinates, no matter if you're team lead and subordinates, if you're head of the organization, and I would say it's more of an employee. Let them the decide the method of action, the method of execution. Give them liberty. Let their mind should not be slaves of your thoughts, your concerns. Give them decision power, let them take the actions, let them drive the things on their own. Of course, collaboration is there, guidance is there. If everything is when there is a conflict, it should be mutually or it should be resolved in a collaborative way. But once they are open to adopt the method of solution, then what will happen is that they will feel responsible for this.
Yes.
I mean, if I am enforcing my decision, what I am doing is that I am making them slaves of my own thought. Then they will not be responsible. I mean, I cannot hold them accountable even if I am directing them that you should do this, and then if outcome is against what was needed, then what will happen? I cannot put him in question. So this is what it is. So if we encourage them to use their mindset, to give them power to decide the method of execution, solutions, what will happen is that they will eventually be responsible in their own eyes as well, and when in the front of their team leads or employer as well. So then next step is that Another aspect that one should focus on is that employees' autonomy when it comes to the decision. They should have decision power. They should be trusted to take the decision. This is very, very important. This is integral part of the leadership as well. That we do not lead every subordinate, every employee, or every person step by step. Rather, give them a direction and let him take his own way. What will happen is that he will feel more responsible for this. He will feel responsibility. This is the once he takes the decisions on his own, when he takes the course on his own, what will happen is that this will build, add creativity in it. This will create, of course, make him more feel responsible for that as well. And gradually, once this such steps are taken over and over again and again, this will this will increase the productivity as well. This will create an environment where you will never be able will have to put anyone in question that why someone has not done it in a way it should be. Rather, everyone will be questioned by himself from within, and he will be accountable by not through some external force. He will be held accountable by the force that arises from by his own or her own heart.
Own heart.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So moving ahead, then foremost, as Simon Sinek says, that we should start with why. This is critically important. If we are expecting someone to do, he or she must be made very clear about the outcome needed. This is very important. Unless until we do not make these such things clear that what we are actually aiming for to achieve, what we are actually targeting to achieve, it's quite impossible that one can question to the other that why it's not done, why it's not happening, why the outcome is not so, because the outcome was not even communicated. So this is again integral part of responsibility ecosystem that we are discussing. Is that whosoever is under you, no matter at what level you are, we are not considering with respect to the head of the organization. We are considering either you are a team lead, you are a manager, you are no matter at what level you are. If you are leading some sort of team, your whole team must share a common vision to be or milestones to be achieved. If they are kept at the very same level, then everyone is aiming to achieve the same.
Yes, definitely.
So it's just like if two people are trying to drag a cupboard, if they know that cupboard is needed to be moved on the left, they both will put the force towards left. If one is not clear, either it needs to be moved on the right or the left, then it's quite obvious that one would be pushing on the right, another one would be pushing on the left. This is what will happen if we are not sharing the common vision among the employees.
If the vision is not clear, such situations and mishappening is done.
Yes, of course, one can expect anything. I mean, and even if you have a higher strict level of accountability, that accountability will lead to humiliation. I mean, if that person is not clear on what was needed, what was to be achieved, what the aim of the organization, what the purpose of that meeting was, what the purpose of the project, what's the what outcome needed from that specific task or assigned to him or her, then what will happen? That accountability will lead to frustration. That will lead to some unwanted results. Then encourage fourth step. We are here at fourth step now. To encourage the sense of ownership.
Yes.
It's quite obvious. If we are leaving people open to take decisions, and if we are leaving people open to adopt the method of solutions or methodologies they prefer, they think that would work, then what will happen is that we are eventually creating a culture where everyone should feel the ownership of what he or she is doing.
Yes.
This is very, very important again. And this must not be, decision making should not be kept at the higher level in organization. It must be delegated to the bottom level. Of course, nature of the decision or context of the decision can change. A head of the organization might have to take this different sort of decisions, while the manager might have to the capacity to take different sort of decisions. But despite the nature or the severity of the decisions, everyone in the team, everyone in the organization at any level must have capacity to take the decision and adopt the course he or she is willing to or wanted to or decides to. What will happen is that we are not enforcing the responsibility. We are creating an environment that eventually builds that how the people should feel accountable or responsible from by within themselves
Yes.
and from by heart. It should not be that that is something forced externally. So this was again a very important thing. So once we are done with all these four steps, what we need to do is the reward.
Rewarding. Yes.
If someone is stepping up, he's taken the decision, he's more often adopting the course, and that course is working, then in such situation, so such people must be rewarded duly.
Yes.
If we reward them, this will distinguish
Encourage
them. Yes, this will
the
encourage them.
culture of responsibility.
People who are not doing the same, this will be a source of motivation for them. They will, instead of resentment, they will try to follow them. So this way, what will happen is that at every stage, from smaller to the higher, will be in a win-win situation. That delivery outcome is exactly what
Yes,
is needed.
optimal outcomes.
Yes,
Yes.
and people are progressing.
Hmm.
Their minds are not slave. Their thinkings are not slave. They are open to decide, open to execute. Everything is being uh, put on autopilot. It's not that we are forcing something. Yeah. So being accountable means responsibility, taking the responsibility of outcome. It's very simple. It's where I would repeat again that when we accountability means that we are taking responsibility of the outcome. So if outcome or methodology to reach to the outcome is directed by someone else, then the person in execution cannot be held accountable. So the 4 5 steps that we discussed previously were mainly rounding or circling around the point that we need to delegate autonomy to the lower level, give them the decision powers, give them the autonomy to take the action. Equally, at the same time, we should always keep them guiding to the better level so that their decision making is improved, their methods are improved, and they become good every day. Yeah. And now it's quite obvious that if we build such like culture, if we build a culture that encourages responsibility, this will lead to
Optimal outcome.
optimal
Yes,
outcome.
definitely.
Yes, you don't need
And
to just things that are needed.
needed to do a
Yeah,
lot.
people do things that are needed on their own. It's rather than being enforced by some external force. So, purpose of today's session, as we mentioned, is that building a culture of responsibility is rather than where it's accountability is seldom needed.
Yeah, it's done. Here, I think there was a fault in
Yeah.
signals. Okay.
So,
So I think we will
moving ahead, yeah.
discuss now. Yeah, moving ahead now, and we will discuss how we can create and what kind of this framework and what kind of this strategy that we employ and apply this strategy, we can create such culture. It's a very small term. It's a PAVM. PAVM means promised publicly, active listening, and voluntarily accepted the challenge, and explicit like who will do that, what will do that, and when will be done. Then a mission based means the vision should be clear, to your staff in the whole organization for what we are working, why we are working, when we are going to done that, and what the benefit of that project when it will be done. So this is all kind of a strategy of payworm to be a well responsible person from top to down. It will help from top to down if you are employee or if you are on executive level. This will help you a lot in creating a responsibility. For this is a good quality of for example promises. Yes, a good quality of a promise. If we promise publicly, like if we show for example, if I promise publicly to my staff or in a family members, yes, कि अभी नेक्स्ट जो होगा तो उस पर मैं ये काम कर लूंगी, तो इट मीन्स कि वो मैंने पब्लिकली किया और अब मुझे उस पर जो है उसको फॉलो करना है. दिस इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. आई एम ओनिंग माई ओन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. So I am bound myself to do that. So the paver, this is a one step of one pillar. If I say that this is the one pillar of to be responsible.
Yeah,
So
it's just like before we discussed a holistic framework that was at macro level, that was building a culture. Now the PABM that Simon recently discussed now, it's for the micro level that adds the responsibility factor from within you. Like if you are promising something in public, of course it's very obvious chances
yes,
that you will fulfill that.
fulfill that.
And
Yes.
once something is communicated to you and you are actively listening, this means that you will know what is needed.
What is needed?
So if
Yes.
you're not even actively listening, then maybe you will very next hour you will have missed it that what was supposed to do needed from you. So and
So
same
the
as the
next, yeah, the same is with voluntary, and we have to accept the challenges when we say a good yes or a good no, because sometimes we say that okay, I will try. So this is not good. We say yes, yes, I can do. Then we are responsible to owning this responsibility. Yes,
yeah.
because we promise publicly, we do this voluntarily. So this is now we have to complete this task that we assigned to us.
Right, right. So there are in our everyday communication, if we want to do a quick self audit, we try to use the words, I will try. I guess it's so. I should do. I might have done that. Maybe.
Yeah. I think, or I
I
don't
think.
know.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
means that you are not yourself clear from within you.
Yes.
I mean, even if you are not sure about the outcome from you, if you are not sure about your capacity that you will be able to do something, then this puts you on a weaker side. This means that you are trying to be go a non-accountability side. I mean,
Because this thing that we are not sure about ourselves even,
yeah,
if we can do that or not.
exactly. So to be able to do something effectively, it's critically important that we should know that what is needed from us, what is expected. Then we can hold ourselves accountable. If we are putting ourselves in doubt, then of course we will not be considered as responsible. If something is expected from you and you do not deliver, then this will be you will be liable to the accountability.
Yeah, the accountability language is like, for example, if I say I can,
Yeah,
I
will
will,
do.
yes,
Yeah,
I will do, I can do this, I will do it my best, and
I
I
know.
choose,
Yeah,
yes, I know, and yes, I can. These all things are related to accountability,
yeah,
the language of accountability.
yes,
And the culture that I must say that the culture of accountability and responsibility, that things stuff and things that get down, and it's such kind of ecosystem that things and stuffs are done automatically.
yeah.
We are not supposed
Without
to
putting
force
any,
anything.
yes,
Yes, we are
exactly,
not to force
extraordinary
anything to
effort. Yeah,
anyone, but there is a create an ecosystem in a flow that the things going in a very well way. So this is if we create a culture of responsibility, so I must say we are now escaped from the micromanaging, right? If you want to expand your businesses, if you want to be a more successful in your organizations to more another,
Yes.
so we have to more responsible, and you have to trust on your team as well.
Exactly. And even, I mean, when we say, I can, I do, I will, then even if there is something you cannot do that is beyond your capacity, and if you say no, this is also a language of accountability.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you are not putting the other person at stake. I mean, when you say no, it's fine. I mean, saying no,
Yes.
it's absolutely perfect,
Hmm.
because it's
Because
commonly said that
yes.
when no is not an option,
Hmm.
then yes is meaningless.
Yes is
I mean,
meaningless.
if
Yes.
you are bound to say yes, then there can be some situations that where you are not something to be that is expected is
Hmm.
beyond your capacity. This means that you are saying yes because you were obligated to, but because of your capacity you will not be able to deliver that.
Hmm.
So then in such cases yes becomes meaningless. So mean, if something is not in your control, not your capacity, saying no is also a responsible answer. It's not
Hmm.
that yes is
Yes.
always a responsible answer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we should conclude here.
Yeah.
If you have
Okay.
something to add here, and we would like to all of you that we will come up with a very interesting another topic. We'll try our best. Meanwhile, if there is something that you people want to listen, just
Yes.
type in
We need
comments
your
and we'll
suggestions
come up
as
with
well.
that. Yeah.
And inshallah, we will be live once again with another interesting session, but most productive and effective, definitely. And till then, Allah Hafiz. Take care. You should end now. And I think end now. Here is good. And yes.